Hello my dear people, how are you all doing this morning? I'm saying morning because it's 6:30 a.m. here. Well, today's recipe is another okra soup, but this time it is with oxtail and beef only. And what I would like to say about this soup is that it is not too slimy. Why? Because I used tomatoes and sometimes I like to change it a little bit. But if you want to have it very slimy like the classic one, please don't use any tomatoes. Or if you want to use tomato, use very little because tomatoes don't make it slimy. So if you want to know how I make this version, if you want to have a change, please keep on watching this video with me, and please don't forget to like it, to comment, to thumbs up, and also to share my videos. So let's get started, and I shall see you in a different Mrs. Jury recipe. Thank you all. So for any okra soup or okra stew, you need okras or okra or gumbo. In Tree we call it nkrumah. And in this recipe, I'm going to cook it two ways. This is just my personal preference. So the first batch will be cut manually. And when you are cutting okra, make sure you cut both ends. And the thinner, the better. So if you cut it very thin, it will be slimy. And this is how thick it should be. So my dear people, I have chopped my first batch of okra, and this is how it should be looking like. So we are getting ready to cook it in a large enough pot like this, and then I'll be adding some water. So here are adding about 2 bowls of water to it, and it should be enough. And then I have decided to add 1 beef cube stock because I'm just cooking with beef, and oxtail is also beef, okay? And then I'll put it to cook, and as soon as I see that it is boiling, I will start stirring it very fast and take it out of the stove. Okay, so as soon as you see that. And now I'm going to prepare the second batch of okra, and now as you can see it, I am chopping it very roughly because I am going to blend all this. So this is my personal preference or method, and you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Okay, you can chop everything or blend everything. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of water, so about 300 to 400 ml, and blend it until it becomes very smooth. And if you don't want it very smooth, you can stop at this stage. Okay, and again I'm going to put it in my pan and let it cook until again I see it bubbling like this, and I'll stir it very fast. And this time I did not add any stock to it. And this is my meat, dear people. So as I said, I have here oxtail. This is oxtail there, and beef meat. And of course you can use any other meat you like. And this is my pepper and ginger and garlic mixture. I have my salt here. I'm gonna add some beef and steak seasoning to it. I have here another beef cube stock, and here I have all-purpose seasoning. This is Jumbo Aroma. It's a new one I bought, so it will be my first time using that one, but I think I'll like it. So this is all I need to steam my meat. Okay, so I repeated, that was my pepper and garlic with onion mixture, and then I'll pour it on my meat. Make sure you wash your meat first, okay, and add some salt to it. Next, add all-purpose seasoning. So this is about 1 tablespoon, and add 1 tablespoon of beef and steak seasoning, and then add the beef cube stock and let it boil for about 15 to 20 minutes. And this is the result you should achieve: a nice beef stock. And this is what we need for our soup. So I have chopped here two medium-sized onions. I have ZOMI palm oil, and I'll always repeat it, ZOMI is the best one, and this is from Ghana, of course. I have here two Scotch bonnet peppers. I have 5 garlic cloves. I have another onion, and I have just a little bit of ginger, and I'm going to blend all this. Okay, so I still have my all-purpose seasoning. I have here my chopped tomatoes. So I have chopped 3 little tomatoes. I have here my spicy ground pepper. I have another beef stock cube, and I also have here my salt, of course. So in a pan, add in between half a cup to 1 cup of palm oil, and always zomi if you can, but generally half a cup should be enough. Let it heat up and then add the chopped onions. So this is 2 medium-sized chopped onion, and let it fry for about 2 minutes. Next, add in the tomatoes. So I chopped the tomatoes in small cubes. Okay, and I'll repeat it again: if you want it very slimy, do not add any tomatoes, or very, very few. Cover it and let it cook for about 2 minutes. Next, add the pepper, ginger, garlic, and onion mixture. Stir it and leave it on for about 3 minutes. Next, you can add between half a tablespoon to 1 tablespoon of ground pepper. Next, we are going to add our beef with stock, so my beef meat and oxtail to it. Add in the meat pieces, and then very, very important when you're making okra soup, add the stock to it, because that's what gives it the taste. Please do not throw it away, add it to it. Except you are making okra stew. Okra stew is different from okra soup. You need to know that. And after 2 minutes, add in the okra. So this is the first batch of okra I cooked, the ones I cut by hand. Okay, so I'm adding it now. Next, give it a little stir and add in the other batch of okra. So this is the blended cooked okra. Okay, but as I said, if you don't want to do it like that, don't bother, but it is very nice. And then cover it a little and let it cook for about 5 minutes. Make sure you don't cover it entirely. Okay, and this is how it should look like. So my stew is almost ready already, really. And this is just a little slow motion for you just to see how it looks like. So I left it for another minute, and that's it. We can start preparing our banku, which I'll show you now. My dear friends, it is almost time to eat, and as you can see, my banku is cooking. I can't wait to eat. So this is my banku now, and I'm getting it ready. I'm adding my okra soup to it, and it is looking wonderful, and I could tell you my kitchen was smelling awesome. So I'm adding just a bit more soup to it, and voila. This is it, guys. This is my oxtail and beef okra soup, which is not very slimy. And you know what? Let's start to eat. I like adding a few drops of Maggi sauce to it. and that's it. I'm gone. Make her cry. Me didi make her cry. So this is it, guys. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you are going to try it. So as I was saying, if you want it very slimy, please do not add tomatoes, or add very few to it, and make sure you do not overcook the okras, okay? Because if you overcook it, it will also not make it slimy. So as soon as you see it boiling, that it starts boiling, you know, bubbling, stir it very fast and keep it out of the stove and keep it aside. It is very important, okay? So thank you all for watching this video, and leave me comments, thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.